welcome back to today's video. Before we get into the maths for this week, I just wanted to address a couple of questions we had regarding the work for last week, and it was specifically on looking at remainders and converting them into fractions and decimals. So I just wanted to show you a couple of examples which will hopefully help if you were stuck with any of those. The first one is if your divisor was 8 and you were left with a remainder of 6, for example, so 6 out of 8, as a fraction that would be 6/8. But it's all about recognising the equivalent fractions, so hopefully you'll be able to recognise that 6/8 is the equivalent to 3/4 if you divide both the numerator and the denominator by 2. And hopefully you'll remember from year 4 that 3/4 is the equivalent to 0.75 as a decimal. The other example I'm going to show you is if your divisor was 5 and you were left with, say, 4 out of 5, so remainder 4. And hopefully you'll be able to multiply both the numerator and the denominator by 2 to turn that into tenths. So 4/5 is the equivalent to 8/10. And hopefully you'll know that 8/10 as a decimal is 0.8. So I hope that's cleared up any confusion that some of you might have had. Like I said, I know we had a few questions on that, so no doubt there are a few of you that are a little bit confused, but hopefully that's helped. For the next couple of weeks, we're going to be looking at shape. So the first half of this week, we'll be looking at calculating perimeter, and then towards the end of the week, we'll be looking at calculating area. And then next week, we get into 3D shapes and things like that, but we'll focus on that next week. So without further ado, let's get into today's maths. Okay, so as I said, we're going to be looking at perimeter for the next few days. So the vocabulary we're going to be focusing on is perimeter, measure, composite, length and width. And if you want to, you can complete this vocabulary activity, so finding synonyms and antonyms for these words and your definition. You can use a dictionary to do this, and then the words used in context as well, just to give you a better understanding of what they mean if you're not sure. Today we are going to calculate the perimeter of rectangular shapes, including squares. Remember, squares are also rectangles. The perimeter of a shape is the distance around the edge of the shape. For example, the distance around the edge of a playing field or the distance around a given object. To find the perimeter, we need to add all the measurements from around the outside. To calculate the perimeter of a square, I need to add all the sides of the shape. I only need to know the length of one of the sides of my square, as I know all the sides will be the same length. 5 centimetres add 5 centimetres, add 5 centimetres, add 5 centimetres equals 20 centimetres. Or we could say 4 times 5 equals 20, as there are four sides of a square. The perimeter of this square is 20 centimetres. A composite rectilinear shape is one that is made up of 2 or more rectangular shapes. So you can see our shape on the right here. If I just get my laser pointer up, you can see that it's made up of this rectangle here, and then this one coming out to the side as well here, and you can just about see that line that joins them together. So again, to find the perimeter, we need to add all the measurements from around the outside. To calculate the perimeter of this shape, I need to add all the sides of the shape. 10 centimetres, add 7 centimetres, add 3 centimetres, add 2 centimetres, add 7 centimetres, add 5 centimetres, equals 34 centimetres. The perimeter of this shape is 34 centimetres. To work out the perimeter of this shape, I need to add all the sides of this shape, but I can see that some are missing. The calculation so far is 9 centimetres, add 8 centimetres, add 4 centimetres, add something, add something, add 4 centimetres. To work out the missing numbers, I need to use my knowledge of the rest of the shape. I know that I can work out this missing length using the following calculation. 4 centimetres add something equals 9 centimetres. I know this because I know this whole side here, from this side to this corner here, is 9 centimetres because it's the same length as this corner to this corner, or vertex as they're known. And I know that this section is 4 centimetres because this is 4 centimetres here. So 4 centimetres add whatever this is equals 9 centimetres. And the answer is 5 centimetres. I can check this by using the inverse. 9 centimetres take away 4 centimetres equals 5 centimetres. I know that I can work out this missing width using the following calculation. I know that 8 centimetres take away 4 centimetres equals 4 centimetres. And again, we know that from top to bottom it is 8 centimetres because it's the same here, top to bottom, 8 centimetres. And we know that this section here is 4 centimetres because it's 4 centimetres here. So we just need to find out this missing section here. And as it says, 8 centimetres take away 4 centimetres equals 4 centimetres. The final calculation is 9 centimetres, add 8 centimetres, add 4 centimetres, add 4 centimetres, add 5 centimetres, add 4 centimetres, equals 34 centimetres. The perimeter of the shape is 34 centimetres. So now it's your turn to have a go. Calculate the perimeter of each shape. Pause the video here and have a go. How did you get on? Let's have a little look at this first one. Now I'm afraid you're going to have to deal with my dodgy pen writing on my trackpad on my laptop here, so hopefully you can read what I'm writing. So this first one, let's have a look at this missing side first. Now we know that from top to bottom, this side is 10 centimetres. So top to bottom, again, is going to be 10 centimetres. We know that this section is 4 centimetres. So from where the corner is here to the top is 4 centimetres. So we just need to find out this missing length here. So we can do 10 centimetres, take away 4 centimetres, which is 6 centimetres. Well done if you got that. And then this side here, well, we know that from left to right is 9 centimetres. So it's the same from left to right here. And then this section here is 5 centimetres, and we know that already. So we're just looking for this section here. And 9 centimetres take away 5 centimetres equals 4 centimetres. Let's look at this shape on the right hand side now. So this one at the bottom here we can do nice and easily because it's the same length as this one on the left, which is 2 centimetres. Again, with this one here, we know that the corresponding side is 6 centimetres, so this side must be 6 centimetres. And then for this one on the top, well, we know that the whole length of the shape is 8 centimetres, and then we have a section here which is 3 centimetres and a section here which is 3 centimetres. 3 add 3 equals 6, and then we just need to find the missing length. So to do that we do 8 take away 6, which is again 2 centimetres. Well done if you got all of those correct. So looking at this one then, the perimeter of one square is 20 centimetres. So that is one square, the perimeter is 20 centimetres. To work out the perimeter of the entire shape, I need to use the information provided. If the perimeter of one square is 20 centimetres, I need to divide that by 4 to work out the length of one side, because the square has 4 sides. The calculation I need to complete is 20 centimetres divided by 4 equals 5 centimetres. The perimeter of one side is 5 centimetres, so let's just write that in. Now that I know each side is 5 centimetres in length, I can calculate the perimeter of the complete shape. I have counted 12 sides of the square in total. That means I need to calculate 12 times 5 centimetres. 12 times 5 centimetres equals 60 centimetres. The perimeter of the shape is 60 centimetres. And what you could do is count in your 5s all the way around from 1 to 12 and you'll reach 60 centimetres. Now it's your turn. The perimeter of one square is 24 centimetres. What is the perimeter of the whole shape? So one square is 24 centimetres. So pause the video here and have a go at working out the answer to that one. How did you get on? Let's have a little look at how we would have done it. So one square, the perimeter is 24 centimetres. So there are 4 sides to a square. So we need to do 24 divided by 4, which equals 6. So one side is 6 centimetres. Then we need to count how many sides of a square are in our shape. So let's do that. We have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16. So 16 times 6. Well, we know that 10 times 6 is 60. 6 times 6 is 36. Add them together and the perimeter is 96 centimetres. Now here's another problem for you to have a go at, a word problem. We'll do this one together. So Mr. Jones wants to lay out a patio around the outside of his garden. He knows that the total perimeter is 38 metres. What are the missing dimensions? So we can do this again by looking and seeing what's missing. So we'll start off with this one here. So we know that from left to right is 11 metres. This section here that I'm pointing at is 6 metres. So 11 take away 6 is 5 metres. Then again we know from top to bottom is 8 metres. And this section is 5 metres. So to find out this section we do 8 take away 5, which is 3 metres. And to check that we've got that right, we can add them all together. So 11 add 8 is 19, add 6 is 25, add 5 is 30, 35, and then 3 more is 38. Another one here, the perimeter of the shape is 36 centimetres. What is the length of one side of a square? So it would be best if we counted our sides. So we'll start off with the side on the top. So we've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So the perimeter of this whole shape is 36 centimetres, and we have 8 sides of our square. So we need to do 36 divided by 8. So I know that 8s don't go into 3, and the closest we can get in our 8 times tables to 36 is 32, which is 4 times 8 with 4 remaining. So looking at what we did last week, we've got 4 8s remaining. Now we can break that down into a fraction as 1/2, because 4 divided by 4 is 1. 8 divided by 4 is 2. Sorry about my rubbish 4 there. So that's 1/2, and 1/2 as a decimal is 0.5. So it's 4.5 centimetres. And the last one. The length of one side of shape A is 8 centimetres. Let's make a note of that. the length of one square in shape B is 4 centimetres. Oh, that should be centimetres. Put a little C up there. So that's 4 centimetres. Ali says both shapes have the same perimeter. Is she correct? And explain how you know. So, to calculate the perimeter of shape A, we just need to do 8 times 4, which is 32 centimetres. And then we can count in our 4s around this shape. So 4, 8, 12, 16, 20, 24, 28, 32. So again, the perimeter of this shape is also 32 centimetres. So yes, Ali is correct. Hopefully this has given you a much better understanding of perimeter and you'll feel more confident to complete your activities for today. So that's all for today. As always, answers for today's work will be down in the description box below, along with a link to find the work and the schools and my Twitter accounts as well. Thanks so much for watching, and I'll see you in tomorrow's video. Bye!